Alright everybody, we got a match going on here, and it's a Swampert versus Metagross lead. I know that Metagross can pack Grass Knot, but pretty much nobody but me ever made him special. So he might be afraid of Earthquake. I'm going to go for Stealth Rock, of course, myself, obviously. But this Swampert doesn't have Earthquake, so who knows what it's going to do. It might want to stay in and try to mash. I don't really want to bother with that if it does. So I'm just going to go right to Skarmory. Maybe he'll switch also, and hopefully Skarmory is still effective against whatever that switch is. So I'm going to go with one layer of spikes because I want to get at least something up, even though I'm pretty sure she's going to switch. Which she does. She goes to a Heatran, and I get up one layer of spikes because I just want to get something extra. That's all. So Heatran's out here. He's got a ton of moves that can wreck Skarmory, so I'm going to go straight to Blissey, and I should be able to take it. Goes for a Flamethrower, does just about nothing, and I see no Life Orb, so it's probably choiced, and I'm going to assume Scarf. That's what I'm going to assume. So Heatran's going to switch out, and I'm going to go for Charm to completely cripple any physical attacker that comes in thinking it'll take on Blissey. Unfortunately for me, it's Metagross, which has Clear Body, so that completely wasted my awesome Charm move. So I've got to switch now. I go back to Skarmory. This time I know I'll be able to Roost after I take the hits. But he ends up missing, so I don't have to Roost now. I'm predicting the switch, so I'm going to go for a Whirlwind right here, which of course he switches. Heatran takes some damage, and then gets blown away. So that's working great for me. Heatran's back in now. If it has Explosion, it's going to use it now, because she's not going to switch multiple times in a row. But just in case she does, I don't want to use Roost. I'll get up more spikes. That's weird. I went first. I wonder if that's a speed tie. I don't know. Whatever. But Skarmory's able to live not very well, but can live enough. So it's not quite gone yet. Hopefully I can get another use out of it later. I'm not too afraid of Venusaur, really. So I'm going to stay in here and get one Roost up right now, in fact, just in case I don't get another chance later on. So I'm seeded, which sucks. I don't really care how much hit points Venusaur gets back. I'm not that worried. So I'm going to attempt to get up my final layer of spikes now. And he puts me to sleep, which ironically at the time I didn't even think about. I was like, oh, he's just going to Toxic me and use grass moves. Completely forgot about Sleep Powder. But Skarmory's not a bad option to have put to sleep on my team. So, and in fact, I don't really care about sleep too much at all, as we'll see later on. So she happens to switch out, which is cool because I switched out to a Dusknoir. I didn't want to... I forget why I went to Dusknoir, in fact, actually. I guess I've got Earthquake and Will-O-Wisp, but I went to Dusknoir. Blissey, going to Blissey for Leech Seed would suck. So he hits me with the Draco Meteor. I figured it's probably going to have Draco Meteor. They all seem to these days, and I went for the Burn, which misses. Even if it doesn't pack, it's got Life Orb, so it's probably got something physical. But even if it didn't pack something physical, that's just more damage in addition to Stealth Rock, and now I don't get it. So that sucks. I go to the Swampert to take the second one. He switches to Fire Blast, predicting Skarmory to come in and gets a Burn. So it's like, really? I made... Ugh! It was such a great move on my part, and the Swampert gets burned anyway. So I don't want it to Dragon Dance up. Its special attacks aren't going to do anything at this point, and I'm physically defensive. So I'm just going to Roar, and I see that it Roosts. So there's 3 moves that it knows. And then comes Vaporeon, which is not good for me. Vaporeon is becoming like the thing I hate most. But I'm burned. I can't stay in as much as I really need to Toxic it. I didn't think about that at the time. I was too worried about my health. So I switch, and Blissey's got a couple of options now. I'm going to Aromatherapy for starters to get rid of that sleep and get rid of that burn on my guys, and also discourage Vaporeon from putting Toxic on Blissey, even temporarily. It'll just discourage it if it does no Toxic at all in the first place. So now I've got some options. I could either S-Toss for damage, which I think is going to be pointless, or I could Charm to lower a physical attacker's attack again. So I could see that Vaporeon was at nearly full health, and I figured it's going to switch to pass the Wish, right? Which it does, of course, and I get a Charm on a Heatran. Now it could explode, but since it's -2 and Blissey is Blissey, I think I'm actually still going to be okay since it's not Life Orb, you know? So I think for a while about it. What do I want to do? Do I want to S-Toss? Do I want to Roost even? Roost would be a good option. Or not Roost. Softball would be a good option. I know he's choice, so I just stay in and see what happens. And I go for the Soft Boil just in case he did blow up. And even with not blowing up, it still helped me, of course, to take that hit. So now he's stuck on Flamethrower and has absolutely nothing to do, since Flamethrower is not going to do squat. So I go for an S-Toss to get some damage in on whatever the heck comes in, because it's going to be taking 2 layers of spikes, I think, and Stealth Rock and an S-Toss, and that's going to be a lot. So, however, now she's going to switch. She's just going to. So I'm going to go for another Charm, and it's awesome. I land a Charm on a Sizer. That's perfect, just about. So I am not afraid of Pursuit by any means, because I'm not going to switch. I didn't think about Superpower at the time, which I definitely should have. But because of the crit, apparently I should be afraid of Superpower, or afraid of Pursuit, which negates the Charm. So that really hurt. It's a good thing I didn't switch, or Blissey would have been dead because of the crit. So, however, now it's -4, and I'm just going to soft boiled up, I think. Nope, I switched. I was too afraid of the Superpower, I guess. And I go to Skarm, because I know with -4, no matter what he throws out, he's not going to be too effective. So I can get up either a Roost now, or my final layer of spikes. I go with Roost first, just in case it wanted to surf for HP Electric. Don't know if it has HP Electric yet or not. But I went for the Roost first. And then I tried to Whirlwind it away, because I figured it would switch to pass the wish to somebody else, and then I would therefore have it Whirlwind to go to something it didn't want, she didn't want it to. So, but then I get my final layer of spikes up, so now Skarmory is pretty much just going to be here to Whirlwind. I don't really want to use Brave Bird on anything, so I'm just going to blow stuff away all day long. And that Surf kind of hurt a lot more than I thought it would. So, in comes Venusaur again, which, it's Grass type, and Brave Bird will be really cool, but I'm sitting at half hit points. It's going to Leech Seed me, or Sleep Powder me. So, it doesn't matter what I went for. I think I went for a Roost, actually. But I'm put to sleep, so, no big deal. You saw how I avoided that the first time, so I'm just going to switch out. Which is what I do. I go straight back to Blissey, because Blissey's not too threatened. Leech Seed's going to hurt a heck of a lot, but it's proportional. So, and Venusaur can't really do much damage-wise to Blissey. So I figure this is going to be a very good chance, and perhaps my only chance, to get Blissey back up to hit points. So I got to soft boil up a couple of times and pray to God Sizer does not come in right now. Because if Sizer came in, I would have to switch, and it's not going to have a Charm on it. So, however, because I'm thinking that, I think maybe I'll go for a Charm now, just in case she does go to Sizer. Instead I get poisoned. She doesn't switch, so the Charm is wasted, and now I'm in deep trouble, because now I have to soft boil probably 2 turns in a row. This is really not good if Sizer wants to show up, guys. But you're going to have to find out what she does and what I do in the next match.